Well, how the site can be broken, default Apache site, statistics site, and the HTML are protected by mod security. We have index page, plain text. If you look at the web server, you look at its content. Yes, HTML. Default. This is all behind not security. Let's go to our favorite verb suit. Replace get by post. Add post payload. XML request with the working vectors and tools that you can download at GitHub. Change content type so the mod security will understand that this is an XML. And that's how this page looks now. And you see the content of the HTTPSVD file with the hash of the admin, with admin hash. Non-limitation, this file has to be one line. So now we use different cool brute forcing tools that allow us to decode this password, warp www admin swd. You have entering the admin with the password that was already decoded, and a joke we have which is called
Here is Johnny.
Here is Johnny. Harry's Johnny. Here is Johnny. Right now we're going to go back to video registrators, and the more we have it, video surveillance in the offices and industrial objects, in home conditions, and as you well know, not all tools are similarly useful, and right now our friends are going to tell a couple of words and we'll show you what's the other side of installation of the video registrator that you buy in a regular store. How it can damage you. Not only video registrators have this peculiarity, but also projectors also have problems. Beamers. Once again, hello everyone. Right now we will repeat the presentation that we gave a couple of minutes of the fast track, so that those of you who have been absent here, you will understand what we're speaking about. So the topic of the presentation is breaking digital video registrators. digital video recorders. Let's begin it. So what is a digital video recorder, DVR? It's a device which is connected to the video surveillance camera. You can look around yourself and you'll see only 4 cameras here, 2 behind, 2 in the back, and several hidden. So you can connect a monitor to DVR. You might connect it to the network and publish it in the internet. The DVR digitizes the video from the camera, records it for further review. So what the DVR is used? Mostly DVR is used by businesses in video surveillance businesses, because video surveillance is an effective way to fight against crime. You see what people were doing, how they've been doing it, and then you can show it as an evidence. But the cost of the DVRs is becoming smaller and smaller. Many people buy them for their houses, apartments. Well, the market of digital video recording have grown in the year 2010-2012. Another peculiarity is that according to several estimates, 90% of DVRs that you can buy, they are Chinese DVRs, and you can buy them under dozens of different brands, not only Chinese brands, also Russian brands, American brands, and whoever. Everybody manufactures those Chinese DVRs under their logos. Typical Chinese DVR looks like it's a management, streaming media, ARM processor, RAM, then they have Linux kernel and ARM media processor, which digitizes the video into H.264. They will all differ by the color of the microscheme. The design is very similar for all of them. The objective of our research was to find out what is the main component of the video surveillance and how well is it protected from the threats, from attacks. We wanted to receive the maximum access with maximum privileges on the device and see is there a possibility to attack corporate networks through the DVR, because usually it's used in corporate networks. And how else can we use DVR in our objectives? We've scanned ports. One port that was interesting to us, we were not permitted to enter. We found another port, 9527, which gives console access. It's not documented, or so it's unknown. Let's speak about vulnerabilities of Chinese DVR. The first vulnerability was loading of any files, arbitrary files. Uploading this functionality was not provided. There is no loading function, no utilities that you can download something on the device, by which you can download something on the device, upload. But you can export settings of the device which can be stored in zip archive. Then you can unzip it, put your own file, import back. So your file is on device back then. Then you can use it for the run for your own purposes. Well, overflows can be used in order to decommission the DVR system, to make it fail. The password file is stored on an account of one user. Root account. But what's interesting here is the fact that the file with the password, with the system password, is stored in a section which is available only for reading. So all the devices have the same password that was selected by us, brute forced by us. And this password can be replaced only by rewriting the registrator. But nevertheless, the recorder supports PNP. So if you place it outside of the router, which supports PNP, and then this port network will be thrown into the internet, and any who wants can enter the registrator with maximum privileges and will use the password that can be known. Right now, if somebody will change the password, let's use the following way. Not a really smart web server which doesn't filter the parameters which are given to him, and we can read files. Well, at the same time, we can read files with passwords in the first rewrite registrator. You can read and check the password. You can also read file with user accounts, like user accounts of the software itself. Everything that you enter into the client, web interface, etc. Right now you can set passwords. Hello, I'm going to tell you about algorithms of passwords hashing. First of all, it is MD5 from the password hash, then in resulting hash 128 bits, reduced down to 64-bit value. Then you see here the increase of the probabilities of collisions. So it's that stage after this 64-bit value maps a fixed alphabet, and the final hash has only 48-bit size. But the most interesting side is that the length of the password is limited by only 6 characters. That's why on variety of different passwords, not less than 22.7% of passwords have collisions, guaranteed collisions, because of this transition from 128 to 48. And brute forcing passwords of alphabet, cap locks and small locks will take less than a minute. Salt is not used. And for calculations, we've taken into consideration that the calculative capacity of the algorithm is equal to MD5 because, well, no complexity. So MD5 is an algorithm of hashing which is not really resistant to collisions, but also regular MD5 could be even more reliable and more resistant. And the length of the password is limited by 6 characters only, but brute force is too complicated. Oh yeah, because you have to program for the video card, SSE2, the local password master. If you have a local access to the hardware, then you can calculate the hash from the current date. After this, you can use first 5 characters of the cache, access it as a password, and get it. Then you can add 6 characters of hash and get administrator's part password and reset it. But this is too complicated because local access, it has to be something very strange to have it available. So the biggest vulnerability we will, to the ActiveX client, to the standalone client, we will try to enter just a hardcore password that can be used for any user of any DVR. That's we've been, no brute force, no active attack, guaranteed, just simple password entrance. And right now, Andrzej is going to tell you about more expensive DVRs, not Chinese DVRs. Okay, these were Chinese DVRs, but half of Chinese DVRs, well, there are also non-Chinese DVRs, and they are really different. They cost much more expensive. The Chinese DVRs, they cost from $100 to $500 maximum, and the non-Chinese DVR that you've been looking at, it costs $5,000. So the retail price 170,000 rubles. And these devices, they are really different. These are not ARMs. These are totally different platforms. They use good software for front ends. So for such vulnerabilities as file reading, well, you can't even count on those. And they are manufactured by big vendors. So they only used by big organizations. But their self-defined soft is very vulnerable. And we didn't have good access to such devices, that's why we didn't do the detailed analysis of it, but things that were discovered, it was enough to stop our further research with it. So, if you get connected to the web interface to watch it, by specifying in cookies certain information, they led you to the internal pages. You don't have to know a login or password to the device, you just have to specify certain information. and the access will be granted. And on the user management page, you will find HTML code of the page with a list of all logins and passwords in an open way. So we have written civil exploit for a couple of lines. It sends a request, and as a request, it receives the list of all passwords and users. Then you can use a standard client or a browser. You can get connected to the device and remove some recordings, disconnect the system, turn cameras in any direction you want. It's not such a light side as with Chinese DVRs because we use exploit, but nevertheless it's very simple. Main section, I hope we'll be able to connect my notebook to demonstrate all of this. The section is called Having Fun. Well, unfortunately, not all notebooks they are friends with the Beamer, so the detailed demonstration of vulnerabilities will be done from our notebook. I can invite those who want to show it on the stage separately, but right now you'll have to watch some slides, some more slides. Yeah, I can demonstrate it after the presentation, and we will have fun together. So the first thing we can get is an unauthorized view. You can get connected to the device and watch what really happens to pick. Because DVRs are installed at houses, so if you have a DVR in your house, don't put it connected to the internet. And if you put connected to the internet through VPN or other protected channels, because you will find your recordings in the internet. Definitely. The same way we can destroy the recordings. So if you want to store the store or office, and if we don't want to be recording the camera, we can simply disconnect the recording function or delete all the records afterwards. Nothing stops us from that. By overflow, by corrupting records or under password entries. Same way we can connect this registrator to the botnet. There are no big botnets with registrators, but they can be available very soon. Farming botnets. These are not fast devices because all the coding is done hardware. Processors only 200 megahertz plus minus, but this is enough to send spam, do DDoS attacks, because DVRs, there's a big number of DVRs, and also you can calculate passwords from social networks, emails, etc. And the most dangerous attack that could be done through the DVR is the access to the internal network of the company. We can use a file download that we've been speaking about. We can download your own downloader, which is going to download OpenVPN, will launch it, and by this will provide us full access to the internal network. By this we'll be able to poison the computers with viruses, the fact that we can steal or corrupt documents, we can falsify information, we can do whatever we want, like we've been inside of the network of the company. Very often these DVRs are not included into security policies, and of course it poses danger to national security because DVR systems are analog. They are installed everywhere. everywhere, just because they're cheaper and historically they were the first ones. You can see those systems in banks, large organizations, small organizations, medium organizations, and if we will get access to those devices, then we can use them as the entry point for our attacks. And an interesting case, if somebody will take all these DVRs and we will be under complete surveillance and there won't be any secrets because cameras are everywhere, even here. They'll watch you, big brothers. And some statistics about how sad could this be. This is an approximate statistics on how many devices have been indexed by search engines. So you don't even have to search for them. You enter your search engine, you put a special signature text, and you receive a list of devices that can be attacked. Most of them belong to China, Chinese DVRs. Also, you can see a lot of Russian ones and many other countries, and I can say these are not top countries, these are countries that we have acquired in our statistics. This is approximate statistics. In reality, there's a lot more devices. And in conclusion, I would like to say that everything is very sad because more than 500,000 devices have been indexed by search engines worldwide. And most of them can be accessed without any attacks through the master password or by downloading password directly from the page. And these DVRs, because on Chinese DVRs, they don't have any updates, any auto update of the hardware. So if the vulnerability would be closed, most of the DVRs will be vulnerable for a lot of time. Something like that. I also would like to specify that Kirill Yermakov and Dmitry Sklarov participated in this study and they really helped us. Thank you all very much. Well, if any questions, you can ask them. You can find the password yourself if you want it. And those of you who want to see how it works, they will show it to you next to the stage. We were not able to connect it to the projector, but as I understand, everybody wants to see how it works. This was not the last presentation in this section. Right now we will have even a funnier presentation. Positive technologies will be substituted. Right now, Alicia is going to show you the best friend of all the girls. good, sweet teddy bear, simply Santana. Just a minute. Everyone's ready. Once again, Alisa Shelestova. Today I've been exploring a bomb, and I've been working with such a teddy bear. This teddy bear was shown during the Roscrypto 2013 conference in March. What kind of a teddy bear is this one? Let's begin with the theory. When you switch on your device Wi-Fi, then your device searches for access points stored in your memory and those which have automatic connection. So if right now there's a lot of hotspots here, but as soon as you switch on Wi-Fi, there will be a broadcast and your device will search for hotspots with the seed, with this name of the point. Inside of these packages, there is a B seed, MAC address of the point that he's searching for. By knowing this B seed and A seed, you can form a fake point which your device will definitely catch. So the bear, inside of this bear there is a battery and Mark IV Pineapple Wi-Fi. It's in a free sale, almost complete device, just you have to complete scripts. You connect antenna to it. Or antennas like these, directed antennas, or multi-directional antennas. Narrow scripter. I had another antenna with big optics, but unfortunately today I didn't think about it. And what will happen? Let me hold the antenna. What will happen? So, for example, right now there are hotspots, HP something hotspot, whatever. When somebody generates the hotspot with the same name, with the same seed and with this seed, with this name and with this MAC address, device which gets connected will choose between these two hotspots. If the signal of your false point will be better, then device will get connected to the point with a higher signal, with a better signal. So for this we use different signal amplifiers, directed antennas, or well, Chinese guys, they manufacture this 34 decibel antenna. This one, well, it one has 2-watt magnifier, which is prohibited in Russia, but nevertheless you can easily bring it from eBay. Let's go to the bear and to the practical work. Through the amplifier to the antenna. So here's a Pineapple Wi-Fi device, Ethernet connector. The RPS connector for the antenna, and USB or hub can be connected. More powerful Wi-Fi adapter can be connected to it, or USB adapter, whatever. The device, this Pineapple Wi-Fi Mark IV, has a modular structure. You can add there different modules. It has other cup. It has various sniffers, various keyloggers, all the way so that you can write yourself the module. You can download it to the device to the USB flash card, and it can work successfully. Let's open the web interface that we have inbuilt, this onboard web interface. Just a minute, because it's an improvised presentation, impromptu, not ready yet. Well, in the Pineapple, it's not delivered with a battery, but it has a USB cord for different batteries. For example, I have a smaller battery, and it's going to be enough for, let's say, 5,000 milliampere hours. It will be more than 24 hours. Definitely. It doesn't consume a lot. Yes, of course, if you're looking at alpha and you will increase it, you'll make it more powerful. Then, of course, battery will last less longer. We'll connect to it right now. We'll move it to the second monitor. Here's the screen. Well, that's the interface of it. It's been downloaded because it has a small chip. So if you will try to switch on Wi-Fi, don't be afraid. And if you put any name of the hotspot, new hotspot name, there, Pineapple Wi-Fi will automatically pick it up and will connect it to his own network. Then an address will be given to it, address of this network. What else could be done with this host? It happens that the victim catches your network automatically and he doesn't know anything. No port filtration. If the victim suddenly, for example, I come here with this bear and you are connected to local hotspots, what can be done in this case? You can send identifying packages, ID packages on behalf of this real hotspot, and during a reconnect, with high probability, you will be caught by the bear. The most importantly, that the signal should be a good one. Nobody wants to get connected to the bear. Why? Okay, for lifting fake interfaces, and for Karma is responsible for it. You can easily find it in the internet. Something similar can be done for Ubuntu FreeBSD in a couple of minutes. What else do we have on board with this device? These are modules. What I've been doing today, when users have been connected to my hotspot automatically and try to enter the internet, I was simply showing them the web browser picture, one of those random roads. This is the best thing which could be done, the simplest thing which could be done. What else could be done? Well, first of all, naturally, SSL stream, so that users who want to enter Facebook to the HTTPS or anything else will cut their certificate. And SSL stream functionality, which does open under any Unix, you can read a lot about it. There's a jammer which allows you to de-identify anything whatever is available. It has site survey which allows you to see separately various points of device which exist. So it's absolutely, it's the interface that is available from the web interface. You can simply go well with there and with a table PC. Can get connected to it by Wi-Fi. There are different modules which allow you to represent the graphical mode, or from the touchpad you can press buttons, and without SSH you can rule completely the work of that particular device. There's a keylogger without showing the page with different colorful pictures. I can cut all the SSL certificates, and then I can let user to enter whatever, and no warning will be given to him from any browsers, including mobile devices. Then the same page that he opens, I can push a keylogger, JS keylogger, whatever, or I can replace some GIFs by putting some virus in them, GIF images. So everything which you can do on regular Unix, it's all automated here, and everything is a very small box. Then, of course, there are different utilities, WAP, SDK. This can all be done from Linux, from the notebook. When I get connected as an Ethernet cable here to the notebook, I can do all of this from the notebook. Same thing. You will be in my network. We didn't have anybody who wanted to get connected? You can install any modem. Here, for experience, we install Away modem. I don't remember the model from Beeline. It works well. You can put USB on the flash, put modem, and users. Oh, how many users we have? Well, except for this IP number, all of them, except for 42 different users currently in my network. Somebody is trying to scan the port 2000, but in principle, it is such uncompleted hackers who have not modified the PIN for themselves. You can break this device, you can enter the internet, and you can do that. Meet is not going to work for it, etc. You can do it. The device is not bad, but the software is not really good quality. It provides a non-encrypted session on the port 2000. You can change this port. It's a preset, of course. You have to understand that the price of this device is something like, there are several configurations. The minimum price is about $100, $100 USD. The delivery from the shop, it came to me in 5 days. If you will give away these devices to whoever it is, any user who wants to damage somebody, he can come to your corporate network with Spinapple. And all the users will sit in his network, not in your network. Will he let them out through the modem, all the HTTPSs, collect all the account data, and this will not be noticeable. Your users will get connected to legitimate point with the same SSID, BCID. Is encryption. If, well, by the way, an example why it didn't run away. Oh my, oh my. Where's the mouse? Well, you can see here at the bottom, these are hotspots or devices which got connected to me driving to the car. There are listed all these points which are stored with the automatic connection. And because it checks and searches for these devices, the bear, we have seen the biggest is that the first one who will try will remove you to his network. No, and if, for example, you have stored a WPA2 hotspot device, will get connected to it, but through an open, it's going to be an open connection. So it can be basically done. You will see any fake point, just store it with any name, make a WPA2. Will it work? Will it work? I have tested it on many platforms. The only thing that of course didn't get connected. iPhone, by the way, iPhone 3 was connected, number 4 was connected, number 5 I didn't check. I don't hear any question because they are not speaking to me. There is no internet. I don't know, I have not tested that. I don't hear what they're speaking about. Right, because mostly these are mobile users. It's a mobile bear. Not many people carry notebooks into the cafeterias. A notebook, but good 7 or 8, everybody are with mobile phones. So that's how they successfully get connected. It's strange. I see one user with number 7, he was screaming at the waiter, at the waitress. My test, my Android 4.3 can get connected to. I already have tested it. I can walk around with the bear. You won't be able to do anything wrong to it. The only thing which seriously I couldn't break, access points. Well, these devices, no way, no way. Hidden seed can easily be found. How you can read in the internet? Yeah. I have a hidden SAT. The hidden SID is not only in beacon packages, but all association packages it is shown. Well, this is an impromptu workshop presentation. Do you have any other questions? No. I don't hear the questions, so I don't translate them. Okay, let's see WPA2 searches, not CCTMP. You can get connected to it automatically. Well, of course, the connection is on. But there's a possibility which just recently was realized by Ubuntu. You can install connection like in the bear on WPA2 with free sharing, but when you install it, the passwords are in no encryption at all. Well, if we're speaking about breaking in Wi-Fi, not such bear jokes, then perhaps only WPA2 and CCPMP cannot be broken. Everything else can.
Ну, нет, это отдельно.
It's a separate topic. I don't hear questions. They
Ну,
don't speak to
да.
microphones. Well, yes, yes.
Если ВПС, с ВПС вообще я уже
PBS.
не рассматриваю.
I don't even look at this problem. It's not a problem. You can easily break into
Еще
PBS.
вопросы будут?
Any more questions?
Тогда все, спасибо.
Then that's it. Thank you very much. Well, and finally, we will try to show you some videos from the labyrinth competition.
Кстати, если захочет кто-то
By the way, if anybody wants to sit closer to Spinny Apple, I'll put it next to the bomb in the labyrinth. Please don't touch it with your hands. Thank you very much. You know, statistical information has not been calculated, but the award will be given. Epic fail. Because the labyrinth maze was done at the conference, the video was edited here. My apologies, but I cannot show it now because I have no other player on this presentation computer. We'll test another computer. By joint efforts, we have one technical side. We have conquered it. Did work on the other projector. Does it have DVI?
Для церемонии награждения название конкурса на русском и на английском. Их соответствие.
К сожалению, это пропало.
Собственно говоря, придется озвучивать комментариями так. Для тех, кто не проходил лабиринт, изначально были показаны все его комнаты, и дальше этапы прохождения лабиринта. Первый.
Okay, number one, it's the search in the garbage of the extent searching the tool for the maze, then sensor, movement sensor room. And right now, guys, try the win the artificial thought and try to leave the room. In this room, participants are fighting with a system of laser detection. Laser detection. There are two options: either through the control terminal to disconnect the system, or try to get around all the beams by such acrobatic movements. Mostly they've been choosing the gymnastics. It was the main approach. Stuck.
В этом испытании
In this test, you have to discover all the bugs hidden in the room. The room is just a simple office where the listening and other detectors have been installed. You have to discover maximum of those. In toys, under the tables, fox hunting under the flowers.
цветы пострадали.
Flowers have been damaged, unfortunately.
Ну и напоследок,
And finally,
который
the room
все задания были
where all the tasks for lock picking, open the locks. You have to open the boxes for CTF participants because they had all the help information for the keys, and in order to leave, you have to pick the main lock.
поскольку у нас
Because there was a technical sound overlay, you cannot hear the sound and what they're speaking about, the labyrinth participants, but you can talk to them yourself.
всем спасибо.
Thank you very much.